Good Wednesday evening, everyone. That started a little quicker than I expected. Just going to give you an update on the snow situation coming in for Friday. But first of all, you're welcome for the surprise flurries today. I thought I'd let you guys be surprised. I totally saw those coming. So, I just thought, well, I'll surprise them. No, we focused so much on Friday that we ignored this disturbance coming through today that was supposed to be too weak and the air too dry for any snow flurry activity. But we were wrong. We were wrong. We got snow flurries. So thankfully they were not consequential. So I've not heard of any issues with them. I heard several people comment that this is their favorite kind of snow, the kind that just kind of, floats around in the air all day and doesn't really accumulate to anything or cause any troubles. And I was like, what fun's that? Meteorologist Mark weather alert day coming Friday. It is a USA Mortgage level 4 concern, and I'm going to leave it at level 4. I don't think it warrants going to a 5. We'll save that for something bigger, maybe a severe weather event this spring. But anyway, very hazardous travel conditions developing as we go through our Friday. Winter storm watch in effect for Friday. I know several of you listen to me from Plateau County, White County, Putnam, Overton, Pickett, Fentress, Morgan, Scott, Roan. And those of you in Morgan, Roan, Scott, you've got different times for when your starts. So I'm not going to get into that. Let's just say Friday. Your winter storm watch is for Friday. And we are looking at an extreme winter weather threat level just because of the significant snowfall that we are expecting. So M&M's forecast snowfall totals 4 to 6, and I think this is where I'm going to park it. So I tend to do that because if you start making changes closer to the event than this, it doesn't work out. So 4 to 6 inches. I did adjust some percentages there on some of the totals with 8 inches plus. I did drop that down to a 10% chance. I'm not sure anyone's going to get to 8. That would be the highest end of the total. And if you do get to 8, you're probably across some portion of southern Cumberland County, White County, in that territory. But even that's looking a little iffier because this is going to be it looks like it's going to be a wetter snow, not a real wet snow, but a wetter snow. And what I mean, it has a higher moisture content. You've heard us talk about how an inch of rain would equal 10 inches of snow. That's just a general rule of thumb. If it's a wet snow, 1 inch of rain can equal as little as 5 or 6 inches of snow. A dry snow, an inch of rain can equal as much as 20 or more inches of snow. So dry snow really accumulates. But what fun is that? You can't make a snowball or anything with it. So this is going to be a wetter snow, so that's one reason why I'm very confident in the 4 to 6. If you were to get closer to the 3 or 4, you're probably closer to the Kentucky border. But in any situation like this, you just never know where some of the heavier bands may set up. And that could be anywhere along the plateau. And it's impossible to forecast where those will be. And where those do set up is where you would see the 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's especially the 8. That'd be very isolated. So because of that, I think that's where snowfall totals are going to hang out, 4 to 6 inches. I'll be really surprised if something changes my mind between now and Friday about this amount. But I mean, what difference does it make? How are you going to prepare any differently for 4 to 6 than if I said 6 to 8? Or even 3 to 6 or 3 to 5, because I regretted not sticking with 3 to 5, to be honest with you. So that tells you where I'm leaning on snowfall totals. It had looked like folks down around Chattanooga might get more than we do. It no longer does because it looks like sleet is going to mix in with their snow, and nothing kills snowfall totals worse than sleet. There's nothing worse than wanting a big snow and it starts changing over to a little bit of sleet. It just kills your snowfall totals. So that'll probably keep them more in line with what we get. In fact, it's looking like 4 to 6 inches is a good bet across the entire state of Tennessee. Every single county in Tennessee is expecting snow. And every single county is expecting about 4 to 6 inches. So that's interesting. Premier Generators brings us our impacts graphic. I've made a few tweaks to this. The big one, the biggest tweak I've made is what I've got highlighted in yellow there for the start time. I know a lot of people have been interested in that start time. That is my most popular question today. And I did say 9 a.m. to noon. Okay. In yesterday's update and this morning's update, I'm now bumping that down to 6 a.m. 6 a.m. to noon is when light snow develops. First, across portions of, say, southwest Cumberland County, White County, and then moving northeast. Okay. So you folks say in Morgan County, northern Fentress County, you'll be some of the last ones to see snow developing, probably sometime around in that 9 to noon frame, 9 a.m. to noon. So I will say this, I'll let you on a little meteorological tidbit. I heard a forecaster say this evening that some of some of the snow may evaporate before it reaches the ground when it starts Friday morning. That's usually not how that works because our humidity is highest in the morning. Okay, so folks make it to the ground easier in the morning. That's another reason why I think we're going to see an earlier onset. Winter storms tend to progress a little quicker in the morning too when that humidity is higher. I've seen it a million times, so don't be surprised. I don't want to tell you it's not going to get here until 9, and us all wake up Friday morning at peppering down snowflakes. It'll start out very light. It's going to be so pretty. I'm so excited about this, you guys. We could just see snow in the daytime. It's breaking every rule because all of our snow is supposed to come at night. I don't know where that's written, but it's supposed to all come at night. Our severe weather is all supposed to come at night. But this time, the snow is coming during the day, and we actually get to see it fall. So travel conditions quickly deteriorate after the snow begins. I don't think it's going you don't need me to tell you the roads are cold. You do not need me for that. So periods of heavy snow from noon to 6 p.m. And it's not impossible that some of that could get to you all, say down around southwest Cumberland County, White County, a little earlier than that. So, but for all of us, it looks like a threat from noon to 6 p.m. Travel strongly discouraged. If you're debating letting your employees go half a day on Friday, you have the meteorologist mark seal of approval for that. Um, I would encourage canceling things. Anything that can be canceled for Friday, I would cancel it. Just don't take a chance. But if you're going to try to get in a half day, for goodness sake, I would really be paying attention to the radar and what's going on outside because when that snow starts moving in, it's moving at a pretty good clip. It's going to go from light snow to moderate snow to heavy snow quicker than you might think. It might catch you by surprise. If it does, it means you have not been paying attention to the weather at all over the last week. Okay, snow continues from 6 p.m. Friday to 6 a.m. Saturday, but it's tapering off. Okay, still can see some heavy pockets, but it's generally starting to taper down. Travel is dangerous. It's dark, it's cold, it's snowy. Don't be on the road if you don't have to be. And then snow flurries 6 a.m. to noon Saturday. I think we may have snow flurries all day Saturday. We got northwest flow. There's moisture in the air. It's cloudy. I know no one else is forecasting that, but I've seen that happen a million times too. So don't be surprised if we see snow flurries lingering into Saturday. It's a very classic case. They won't accumulate too much, but don't be surprised. Clearview Closet and Blind brings us a 5-day forecast, and tomorrow's looking fine. It's the calm before the storm. It's always that way. It's calm before storm. Getting up to around 31 degrees, dropping down into the teens Thursday night. Clouds thicking up. Snow develops on Friday, heavy at times. Then we go into, let's jump ahead to Sunday. We get above freezing. At least that's what it looks like. So partly cloudy, getting above freezing. And then on Monday, we're getting barely above freezing, but look at that. It clouds back up and we've got another chance for flurries. Got another system very similar to today's. So not extremely impactful. It doesn't look like right now. I'll keep an eye on it. That is the fifth day of the 5-day outlook. But it from some flurries, and then after that, temperatures take a plunge. High temperatures in the 20s for Tuesday, Wednesday. So it gets cold again. So we'll have to keep an eye out for any other clippers or anything. Right now, I'm not looking at any Gulf lows for next week, but stay tuned. I'll keep you posted. And I can't let you go without sharing that the Bramble Travel, Bramble Brook Boutique Snow cream recipe. I'm getting choked up just thinking about that delicious snow cream. So the snow is provided. You don't have to go get that at the grocery store. They'll be outside your door. Okay. Get it off a clean spot. Don't scrape the bottom of the surface of anything. Get it off the top. Okay. That's the cleanest snow. So you think about some people saying, well, you're supposed to let the first snow go and filter out the air. I never have really understood that, because if you have the first snow in, let's say, December, and then the second one comes in February, does that have, anyway, just get your snow cream from the snow that's on the topmost layer. And then the other layers, you can say they filtered out the air. Now you got the topmost layer. I think that works. It has to work. You do got to get your milk and vanilla and sugar from the store, though, if you don't already have it. And get you some Hershey syrup if you want to make it chocolate. It's the easiest way to do it. Folks, I will keep an eye on things. We'll more than likely be upgraded to a winter storm warning sometime tomorrow. They always do that about 12 to 24 hours out from the snow starting. That's how winter storm watches and warnings work. It's a little different than tornado and severe thunderstorms. But I'll keep an eye on things. I'll let you know if anything changes. I don't look for any. I'm not expecting any drastic changes to my forecast. But I'll certainly let you know if something just screams at me to change something. But don't look for that to be a likely happening. I'll keep an eye on things. You keep it right here, meteorologistmark.com.